Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our September monthly training. This month, I'll be walking through the new Salamander Live scan mode feature that was released last month. So in this training, we're going to look at what the Salamander Live scan mode feature is, how to configure it and connect it with your scanner and your computer, and how to enable the various scan modes available. Now, as I walk through each, please feel free to send me questions or comments through the chat. Let's first take a look at what the scan mode feature is. So scan mode is a feature that is embedded across Salamander Live to instantly verify the status of your people, equipment, and collections. You can also use it to add or move resources into assignments in an event and add inventory to the cart to speed up the issue, return, and consume process within the inventory module. Access to each of the scan modes are based on permissions. So for example, verification scanning is available to all Salamander Live users. Event scanning is available to users with Events Pro, and inventory scanning is available to users with Inventory/app. So these again are all based on your permissions, what you're assigned to or licensed to or subscribed to within your user account. To use the scan mode feature, an approved scanner must be configured on your computer and connected to Salamander Live. Now, all scanners offered through Salamander are compatible. To configure your scanner, you will need to first reset the scanner to its default settings by scanning the Set Factory Defaults barcode. So this very first set of barcodes. With a successful scan, you should hear the scanner sound and reboot. Next, immediately scan the USB CDC host barcode, the second set right here. If successful, the scanner should sound and reboot again, and then create a virtual serial port in the Windows Device Manager. Your scanner, after that, should be ready to connect to Salamander Live for scanning. So how this works, once you scan both these barcodes in and you've got your scanner configured, you log into Salamander Live. At the top here, you're going to see, here is the scan mode feature. This is how you turn it on. So all you're going to do is click on that once you have it configured, connect to scanner. You're going to see the app.salamanderlive.com wants to connect to a serial port. You're going to simply click on your scanner that appears here. So there's my symbol barcode scanner. Click on that and then click connect. Once you click connect, the default scan mode is going to be verification. So for verification, what this feature does, or what the scan mode does, is it allows you to get quick access to the status of your people, equipment, and collections. You'll have access to some of their contact information as well as the identity verification results. So one thing to note is scanning of people, equipment, collection barcodes. They can be scanned from anywhere within Salamander Live. However, you can only scan barcodes for people, equipment, collections that you have access to. So that's a very important note. So I've got some barcodes here. Quickly scan. Once you scan, you should see, so I scanned a personnel barcode. You'll see the people scan result. And here you'll see that this person has a CIV warning, so identity verification, says that the print ID match failed. So this is very similar to what you would see for results within the Track app. You'll see their name, the organization, email if it's captured, a home phone and mobile number if captured, their current status, ID, secondary email, main phone, work phone, again, other options here. You'll see at the left here, if the person has a picture that's been stored in their record, that would also populate. This person does not, so they just get the generic placeholder. At the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see a View Details button. So this allows you to navigate to that person's record as long as you have access to it. So if you click on that, they'll navigate you to that person's record if needed. I'm going to scan a different barcode here. So you see here, I did an equipment scan. Here's the results. Here's the name, the organization. Again, if there is contact information, you'd see that listed here. And then its current status, which is available for this. So it could be available, stock, out of service, being service, missing. So again, your statuses that you're used to. Same thing from here. You have the view details. Will take you into the record itself. And last but not least is collections. So again, with the collection scan result, you'll get the name of the collection, the organization's with, whether it's deployable and whether it's active, and the ID. Again, you have the view details button here that will take you to that collections profile. So that is verification mode. You'll see at the very top, it even tells you that you're in scan mode verification. The scan mode verification is this button right here. This is where it's enabled. So this very first button when you turn it on, that connects scan mode, and it lets you always know which scan mode you're in. So as we start going into the various scan modes, you'll see that this is going to change. But this here is your verification where you can engage or activate verification mode. So that is verification mode. The second mode that's available is events. So the events mode. So in order to utilize events, the events mode, you must have Events Pro. So how to access that, click on Events. And you're going to go into an event. So I'm going to click on my example event here. Once you go into your event, you should see if you are subscribed and you're assigned Events Pro, you will see the Engage button at the top right. So this is Events mode. If you click on that, all you're going to do, you'll see it's red. This is what's activated right now at the very top, verification. If I want to activate scan mode for events, I can click on the Engage, and you'll see the little pop-up that says scanner is now set to event mode. You'll see that verification turns red, meaning it's off, and now we are in events mode. So what is events mode? So events mode simply allows you to quickly add someone into an event, or you can move someone if they're currently already in that event. So you can do this for people, you can do this for equipment, and you can do this for collections. So I'm going to scan a person's barcode again. So you scan the person's barcode, you're going to get that similar pop-up that you saw when you have on the verification side. So you'll see the same information at the top here, except underneath that, you're going to see that you have an option for you to add this person into the event. And it lets you know whether or not the person is already in the event. So it's telling you this person is not currently in the event. And do you want to add it? So how do you add a person into the event? All you're going to do is simply click the drop down and select the assignment. So the assignments here, what are the assignments that you have added within the event? So you can't add any assignments from here, and you cannot add a person or a piece of equipment into a collection. So they have to go into an actual assignment. So I'm going to click on staging, select this, and to add, all you're going to do is simply click the plus button. So you'll see here when you hover over it, it says add to assignment. So I'm going to click the plus button. You're going to see it's going to update. It's going to show successfully added to the event and assignment. Click OK to close that window, and then you're going to see the updated scan result. It's going to tell you that person's now in the event and they're in the assignment staging. From here, you got a couple different options. As you can see, these buttons here stay. This is, again, you can go into that person's profile and view their details. This here is to go into the assignment details. So this would be the same as if you were to go into an assignment, click on the more options, those three dots, and it takes you into the edit and details window of that assignment. So I'll just navigate you there so you can see. This is taking me to my staging assignment where this person was added. I can expand and there's my person right there. I'm going to scan the same person again just so that we can get that screen. So I just scanned the same person, their same barcode to get that same screen. I do want to talk about moving as well. There's an option for you to move. So again, if you have a person that is already in the event, you'll see the assignment highlighted in green, and then instead of the plus button, you'll get the move button. So from here, you can move a person. So if the person's already in the event, instead of adding them, obviously you're going to be moving. So again, this feature is to add or move people within assignments. So if I'm going to move this person, even though I just added them to the staging assignment, if I was going to move this person, I can now move them into their assigned assignment. So let's say they're going to go into search and rescue. I can click the assignment and click the move button. So it's move to assignment. Click on that. You're going to see resource move successfully. It's going to update again and let you know that that person now is assigned to the new assignment. The same process can be done for equipment as well. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to scan a piece of equipment. So here's the piece of equipment. It tells me that it's available and not in the event. So from here, I can select its assignment. So again, I can select any of these assignments from here. And again, click the plus button to add this piece of equipment to the assignment. You'll see the success, click OK, and now you'll see it updates a scan result to show that it's currently assigned. And in my case, it's assigned to staging. Again, you have your view details and view assignment details at the bottom here. Again, this will take you to the equipment profile. So again, you can scan multiple pieces of equipment here if you need to check multiple in. All you're basically doing is just scanning the next barcode. Again, this one is saying it's out of service, so I probably want to check this one in. So you just keep scanning. So similar to the track app where you can do continuous scan. So that is equipment. Let's take a look at a collection. So collection in this case works a little bit different. It's just like the track app where it's going to go and move you through different stages, depending on whether or not you have resources within that collection. So I'm going to scan a collection barcode. Here's the collection barcode for Drone Team 2, currently active and deployable. Currently not in the event. I can select the assignment. I'm going to just put them in staging again. Click the plus button to add it to the assignment. And then you're going to see the collection resources. So if you worked with the track app before, or if you've added resources through Events Pro within the chart, you'll know that for collections, if there's any members or resources within that collection, you'll always get a prompt screen that shows you the list of all the members of that collection based off the barcode you scan. So in this collection, there's two people and a piece of equipment. This is your time to verify to make sure that the two individuals and that piece of equipment are there. And that's what you're looking at checking in. If not, you would click the checkbox. From here, simply click Add. So you'll see that there's no identity verification in this case for this collection, unlike in the track app. So this works very similar to what you see on the chart side. So if I'm looking at adding all resources within this collection, simply click Add. And now collection resources are added. Click OK, and you'll see that they've been updated. So I can go into, again, the assignment details, and I should see my collection in there as I refresh. My roster, and there it is, Drone Team 2. So that is collections. And if I wanted to move that same collection over, I can always move it by scanning the barcode again. So I refreshed, and one thing I wanted to show you guys this too, talk about, is that if you reload, refresh the page, your scanner does turn off, so you'll need to reconnect this. So you'll see at the very top, it's no longer engaged. Just pair, connect, and then click the events to engage, and it'll reactivate this. So instead of using the reload like I did at the top here, you can do the refresher within the events page, and that won't turn this off. So I'm going to scan that drone team again. And there it is. You'll see it's active in staging. And then from here you can move. And again, this is moving the entire team. So it's not moving the individuals separately. It's the entire team. So that collection plus all the members, all the resources are going into the new assignment. And then you'll see it successfully moved, and then you'll see the scan result updated, and now it's in operations. So you see that this feature is really easy to use once you have your scanner configured. It just makes this process nice and quick and easy. I know has been a request or an ask for a while, so now it's here, it's available, you can start using it today. So that is scan mode for events. Again, you must have Events Pro in order to activate and engage scan mode for events. The last scan mode is on the inventory side. So with inventory, you'll see it on the left menu. In order to access the inventory module, you must be subscribed to asset management. And not only that, you need to be assigned to inventory/app. What I'm talking about is within the security user. Let me just go in here just for those that may be newer or need a refresher on this when it comes to permissions. So I'm just going to go in here and let me just sort this really quick. Let me do my 100. Apologize. So in here, this is where you can go in and manage this. So I'm just going to go in here to Mr. John Bacon. So under products, you want to make sure that they have Salamander Live and they have the inventory/app. So this right here is what gives them access to this, the inventory module and the inventory app. The asset management product here is what gives the user access to the inventory related features within the equipment database, including alerts. So that's the difference between the two. So let's go into inventory. You'll see currently right now we are still in scan mode. Even though we clicked on inventory, we haven't engaged anything yet. So we are still in events mode. So if we scan, it's going to scan and allow you to add people to an event. So on the inventory side, there's going to be 3 scan modes. You're going to see issue mode, return mode, and consume mode. We're going to go through each of those. So we're going to go to issue. On the issue side, you'll see that the engage button is within the issue cart. So here it is. So to engage, just simply click on the icon to engage it, and you're going to see scan mode is now set to issue mode. You'll see at the very top, you'll see that now you are in issue mode. So in this case, let's talk about scanning. So people, fixed assets, and consumable barcodes can be scanned into the issue cart when you have issue mode engaged. So if we scan a person's barcode, it's going to immediately assign the person to the issue cart. So again, I have my barcodes right here. I'm going to scan a person. And you see if I scan that person's barcode, it's going to immediately add them to the cart. So it just saves me time from searching for that individual. So I can just scan and now they've added that person to the cart. Next things on here is equipment. So I can also assign equipment through this as well. So again, just like the inventory app and like the inventory, by doing fixed assets and consumables, you can only issue out equipment and consumables that you have access to. So if you scan something like this where it says invalid scan, no matching equipment found, I'm just scanning equipment that doesn't belong to me. So that's what you're going to see. Or if that piece of equipment or that record doesn't exist, you're going to see this. Or you may see this if this piece of equipment is already assigned. You're going to see invalid scan, no matching equipment found. So you can only scan equipment that is available as well. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. All mine are issued out already. Let's see, I use these so much for training. There it is. So here's one I found that's not been assigned yet. There it is, Apex 8000-800, that or 18. That's a radio. So you'll see that's been added directly into my cart. And again, this icon, as you can see here, is indicating that this is a fixed asset. You can do the same thing when it comes to consumable items. Scan the consumable item. You're going to get the issue consumable pop up. And from there, you can put in your quantity. So max quantity in this case, I have in stock is 331. And then I can enter what I'm going to issue out to this individual. And then click apply. So again, if you have barcodes printed out into like a resource book, you can quickly scan and then you're set and ready to go. So it makes this process really quick versus going over here. I mean, you can still go over here and you can still search for the item, which is still pretty fast, just not as fast as you scanning a barcode. The only thing is that the barcodes you scan, you got to make sure that those items are still available in that available status, or you'll get that pop-up message. So that's the difference between the two, is that this you'll always list your items that are available and in stock, versus over here when you're scanning, you don't know until you actually scan. Again, once you're done, just continue that process, issue next. Again, you can use your signature option if you need to draw on screen, or if you have the Topaz signature pad, you can use the SigWeb pad, or if not, just click issue. So that is on the issue side. Now let's take a look at the return side. So that's issue. Let's take a look at return. So on the return side, works a little bit different on the return side. So on the return side, you'll see that if you want to engage the return scan mode, you have to click to engage it by clicking the button. Again, it's in the same area as you saw on the issue side next to the returns cart above that. Just click the button to engage it, and you'll see scanner is now set to return mode. So now you'll see at the very top, we're in return mode. In return mode, only fixed assets that have been assigned can be scanned and added into the return cart, so that's important. So if you scanned, a piece of equipment that hasn't been assigned, obviously you're going to get a message that the item's not found. One thing to note on the return side is that scanning of people and consumable barcodes are not supported at this time. So if you scan a personnel barcode, you are going to get an error. So right now, on the return side, you can only scan fixed assets that have been assigned or issued. So I'm going to scan that Apex radio again since I issued it. I scan it. You're going to see that it's going to find that person it was assigned to. You'll see their name listed at the back here, and you'll immediately get the return asset window. So just if you selected it from the list or selected the person and then select the item from the assigned equipment list. So from here, you have that same option. You can change the status, add some notes if you want to, and then click return. So if this person has multiple multiple pieces of equipment, you can scan them in. As long as it belongs to the same person, you can scan those items in here. If it belongs to a different person, it's not going to work because again, you're looking at Carolyn Dickinson for all the items that has been issued out to her. So in this case, you return next and allows you to scan the next item. So here it is. John always has aerial engine 1. If I scan an item, so you see I just scanned another barcode, aerial engine 2, return. Okay. Once you're done, so you can click return next and then complete your return process. So that is on the return side. So again, you can only scan fixed assets. Now let's go to the consume side in this case. On the consume side, there is a button to engage. However, as of today, scanning a person and scanning a consumable item is not working. So again, when we're looking at the inventory module, this is still beta, as you can see here. So it's not fully 100% running. So that's the one thing to note if you are going to use scan mode for inventory is that the consume, even though you gauge it, you're not going to be able to scan anything. You're going to get little pop-ups that the item can't be recognized. So I'm going to show you a sample of that just so you can see. So here you see scan mode. If I scan a person, I'm going to get a message. The invalid scan. So this is what you're going to see here. So it's not working. Just letting you know right now that this is not working. So if you try to use it, you contact us, we're going to let you know that it's not working at the moment. So we have this. That's going to be, I don't know when it's going to be in our next, if it's going to be in our next release or the release after that. Same thing with consumable item. If I scan a consumable item, you'll see it says invalid scan item is not a person. Okay. So that's on the consume side. You can engage it, just know you can't use it yet. So I would engage it. Again, if you need to switch between the two or between any of them, all you need to do is click on the engage button for what you're looking at activating. So in this case, I'm in scan mode consume. Let's say I want to go to verification. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click the engage button for verification, which is at the top left. And now I'm in verification mode. You'll see it at the very top here. So if you try to scan on any of these screens here, it's not going to work. Okay, because you're in, especially if you're trying to issue out fixed assets, it's not going to allow you to, it's not going to add it to the cart here. It's going to pop up the verification scan result. Okay, so those are the different screens that you'll see is a little pop-up. So it kind of helps remind you where you're at. So just pay attention to the very top here to let you know which scan mode you're in. So that is the scan mode feature within SalamanderLive. So again, as a just summing everything up, you have scan mode. You can make sure you configure your scanners to work. And then once you have your scanner working, make sure you connect it with SalamanderLive. And then from there, you can scan to verify by making sure that the verification mode is turned on, or you can scan in within the events as long as you have Events Pro and Events Scan mode is engaged. And then if you have Asset Management or the Inventory module access, going in there and scanning on the issue side and return side. So short training as of today, but I wanted to make sure that we cover this new feature. I know people have probably seen this and probably have not worked with this yet. I do have the user guides available. They're not currently within the learning center yet, so they're not in here. If you would like those barcodes, let me know. I can send you the completed user guides with those barcodes. Send them over so you have them if you want to start playing and using scan mode. Just send me your email, put that in the chat, and I can send you the guides with the barcodes. All right. Any questions here? Any questions? I will be doing this training again. So if you want to walk through this again, or if you have other people within your organization department that you'd like to see this, have them join me on the 25th, so next week, Thursday at 1 p.m. Central, and we'll walk through this process again. Other than that, everybody, if you are interested in the guide with the barcode to set up scan mode for your computer, put your email in the chat and I'll send you the guides with the barcodes. All right, everybody, if there's no questions, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions on what we covered today, please feel free to reach out. Here is my contact information. Training at SalamanderLive.com, and there's our contact number right there. This video will be posted, or could be possibly next week's video will be posted on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and review that. So it's our Salamander YouTube channel. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Take care.